Let's start by modeling the 3D printed phone stand. Although this part looks fairly simple to either extrude or sweep, we need to be conscious of the assignment of different appearances, i.e. the grey and the green appearances. To enable these features, we need to create two individual bodies that we can each assign an appearance to. So if we look at the browser, we can see under our bodies folder, I have two bodies here. One that I've titled outer body grey and outer body green. So if I hide the green, we'll see the single body there. Okay, and then if we hide that, switch those guys around, we'll see the other body there. And this makes for an interesting 2D sketch, where we will take advantage of the offset tool to give us two separate profiles. And we can then later project these sketches and form two different extrusions, therefore giving us the two separate bodies. So I've included these sketch dimensions here if you would like to model this yourself. And from here on in, I will have a go at this sketch and model. So let's begin. Let's go on a new design. So to model this, the technique I would recommend here would be to model the inner profile line, and then by simply offsetting that in both directions so that we get the two profiles, and then we can extrude both of those as separate bodies. So let's go on Create Sketch, and we're going to do this on the XZ plane. And we're going to start at the origin. To start with, we're going to do an arc. I'm going to do a 3-point arc, start at the origin. I'm going to bring this roughly down here and just draw in a rough arc, which we can later dimension and constrain. Let's then press L on the keyboard, and we're going to come across here by the dimension 66 mil. Press Enter. I'm going to stay on the line tool, hold down the left mouse button until we draw out a tangential arc, like so. Then we're going to come across by 42 mil. Again, stay on the line tool and draw out another tangential arc roughly like so. And then we're going to draw up this line here, which is about 60 degrees. I'm going to tidy up these dimensions. And first of all, I'm going to apply a tangential constraint. As we can see here, we need a tangential constraint between this arc and this line. And also the same between this arc and this line. And likewise this arc and this line here. Let's now go ahead and press D on the keyboard. Let's dimension this arc here. So we got a rad there of 6.5 mil, okay. Let's dimension this arc here. That's got a rad of 7 mil. And this arc here also has a rad of 7 mil. We're going to apply a length to this line here of 60 mil. And then we're just going to revisit the arc down here. So this is still mobile, like we can see here. What we want to do is have a horizontal constraint between the origin and this point here. So let's choose the horizontal vertical constraint, select the origin, and this is the center point of our arc here. We'll select that. And now we'll see the majority of our sketches in black. The only thing we need to define here is the angle of this line here. So let's hit D on the keyboard. We'll select this line and this line here. And this has a dimension of 60 degrees. Press Enter. And now we should be fully constrained. Everything's in black. And if we go into our sketches folder, we'll see the red padlock there, indicating everything is now fully constrained. That's fantastic. And now we need to create the two profiles to us to extrude, so that both of the individual bodies. And for this, we're going to use the offset tool. We're going to refer to the entities that we've already drawn. So we don't want these to be creating any profiles. And so I'm going to drag select around those. And then we'll identify them as construction lines, like so. And I'm also going to turn off all of these dimensions as well. It's getting a bit hectic on the screen. So in our palette, turn off the dimensions, much easier to see. I'll also turn off the constraints for now as well. So let's go ahead and use the offset tool then. Let's hit O on the keyboard. And then in terms of our curves, we need to select our curve here. And we want to make sure we've got chain selection turned on. We want to make sure also we've got two sides turned on as well. So if we select this entity here, you'll see it with chain select, left click once. We've got the offset then in both directions. And the distance we want to go for is 2 millimeters. Want to leave everything else as the default. Click OK. And then we want to repeat that process. So I'll press O on the keyboard, select our construction line again. Keep everything else as the defaults. Make sure chain selection is turned on. Two sides is turned on as well. And then in terms of the distance, we're going to go for 0.75. Press OK. And then from here, we need to complete the profiles. So here we need to close up these gaps and the same on the top as well. Let's start with this one down here. I'm going to press L on the keyboard, use a line tool. We start from this point, hold down the left mouse button, draw out a tangential arc. We'll finish that at this point here. And the same process, bringing this one around here. I'm happy with those tangential arcs. Just turn my constraints on. Make this one tangential as well. This line to this point. And this arc to this arc. That's looking good. Now there's still a bit of movement here. That's because we can move this arc up and down, and the same with this one. So we just want to make sure these center points are matching to the endpoint of this construction line or to the origin. So let's go on the coincident constraint, and we'll select the center point of this arc here. Select that. And then we'll select our place of origin there. And do exactly the same process. So the center point of the large arc, bring that to the origin as well. Black in color, fully constrained, looking good. Let's now take a look at the top. Same process, L on the keyboard, hold down the left mouse button, draw around that tangential arc like so. And the same process here. Looking good. I want to get that tangential constraint between these two. Select that constraint, straight line to the arc. It's looking nice. There's still some movement here. You can see we've got two arcs coming out. So let's repeat the process again. Coincident constraint. This time we're going to go center point of the small arc to the end point of our construction line. Center point of the large arc, end point of our construction line. Right click, OK. And then if we take a look at our sketch, we've got the red padlock there. It's fully constrained. That's good. And if we look, we've got our two profiles. So this profile here, the outer one, that's our gray colored body. And then the inner one here would be our green colored body. So that's now ready to extrude. Let's finish the sketch there. Let's go on our 3D tools, hit extrude. Let's go with the outer one first. I'm going to take a look from this corner here. And I'm going to right click on the view cube and set the current view as home, fit to view. So this is now our home view. And we're going to extend this by a total of 80 millimeters. That's OK. And then if we look in our folder here, we've got body 1. OK, and if we look, we've then got this gap in the center there, which is where our second body will be. So to do this, we're going to create a new sketch. We're going to do this on the same plane, so the XZ plane. And in this case, we're going to project this existing body onto this plane, and then we can extrude from there. So hit P on the keyboard. In terms of geometry, we want to make sure that we're not specifying an entity. We'd have to select a lot of entities for that, but instead we're selecting a body. And in this case, I'm just going to choose this body here, or we can choose body 1 from the browser. Click OK. Now we can see in purple all of the sketch entities about that body are now projected. Let's finish the sketch there. E on the keyboard, extrude. We need to select a profile. In this case, we want the inner profile. Just zoom out a bit and make sure that's going in the correct direction. Yeah, like so. We only want that going 80 millimeters. And we want to make sure that under our operation that we're going with new body. So this will give us the both bodies we can apply each appearance to. So once that's selected, press OK. Now we can see we've got this join between the two there. And if we look in our bodies folder, we've got body 1, the exterior, and body 2 is the interior. Okay, so there we go. There we have our phone stand. Now let's apply our appearances. So hit A on the keyboard, and we're going to come down to our appearances. We're going to come under the paint options, and we're going to go with the powder coat smooth folder. And then under that, for me personally, I've gone with the powder coat dark gray, but feel free to select any of these. And we want to apply these to one body only. So I'm going to select that appearance, and I'm just going to drop that on body 1 in the browser. Let go of that. You can see the color change there. I've got a smooth powder coat gray in this case. And then for body 2, I want to go for one that's called LED green. Hold down left mouse button on this one and drag that over to body 2. Now we can see that appearance appear. We can close that. Just have a look at that from the front view. Everything's looking good there. All the geometry is correct. I just wanted to add at this point that if you are using a multicolor 3D printer, the splicing software would need to distinguish between the green and the gray bodies. So in order to do this, I would recommend having a protruded face coming from this profile here. So if we hit E on the keyboard and we then select that profile, we can draw that out by, let's say, 0.25. Okay, and instead of the operation join, we're going to go for a new body. Click OK. And do the same for the other side. And hit A on the keyboard and assign this appearance to those new bodies. Click close. And then we could even add a fillet to that as well. Let's chain this edge here. Let's go for the fillet 0.25, give us a nice round over there. And there we have that face protruding. So again, depending on your slicing software, you may need to identify these faces here as the ones to apply the green filament to. Yeah, that's looking nice. Okay, and there we have our phone stand. I hope you're able to follow along okay there. And again, any questions, please do send them to me. I'll reply as soon as I can. And I look forward to seeing you in the next lecture where we'll model a 3D printed phone. So I'll see you there.